This podcast episode is dedicated to the victims of the Manchester tragedy. Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Popheads podcast. I'm Rihanna, your host, aka 4th of July.
Okay, I am Fangirl, aka Look a Fangirl, or That Fangirl, depending on where you know me from.
I'm Punk, aka There Is No Santa Claus.
And I'm Tuck, aka Awesome Tuck 1559.
So, this is our third episode. And this episode we will be discussing our songs of the summer, as well as a bunch of new singles from all of the big female pop artists that released in the coming weeks. Why did I say that? In the past couple weeks, yeah. First up is Selena Gomez's new single, Bad Liar.
Ugh.
Wow.
If you ever want my feelings summed up to a song that hard, it's literally just me going, ugh. I hate, literally everything about Bad Liar.
Strong opinion.
Bad Liar is a song that tries to be good. It tries to be good, but it just isn't. First off, it uses Selena talking her lyrics over the entire song. When I expect a Selena song, I know she does that sometimes, where she'll just, sing talk over the song. And in some cases, yeah, it works. This one, not so much. Her voice, for me, just really clashes. For me, her voice really clashes with the beat, and I don't really like that, because for me, it shouldn't clash. I want it to flow smoothly.
That's what I like about this
song.
And
then don't even start me on the lyrics, too, okay? In the first verse, she says, trying to play it coy, trying to make it disappear, but just like the Battle of Troy, there's nothing subtitle here. That doesn't work, Yikes. Okay? Why would you even put that in there? The Battle of Troy was, not even that subtitle. Why would you do that? And then her chorus. That's not even a chorus. The chorus is basically her just going, oh, I'm trying, saying that a bunch more times, not to think about you. 4 instances of the word no after that, and repeating that for the whole chorus. And then, literally what is described as the post-chorus should just be what the chorus is, which is, with my feelings on fire, guess I'm a bad liar. For me, it just takes too long to build up to the point of her saying bad liar in the song.
See, but I like it. And I like that it does that. I like that it's different in her experimenting with the format of a song. And, I like the beat and everything. I like how it samples the Talking Heads, which, when you, look at how the song...
That sample was literally, the only good part of the song, no lie. If the song was, just the instrumental, I could do that maybe then. Or, maybe if they had someone else sing it. I don't know who exactly else I would want to sing it, but, anybody other than Selena might make it good.
I mean, I kind of like the song, but I'm just happy to watch Fangirl just fucking destroy it, because that was way more entertaining than listening to the song.
Wow.
It was alright. I thought it was alright. I like the minimal, just sort of super minimalistic loop just going on. The
yeah, it's good.
It's pretty sparse. I like that, but other than that, I don't know. It's just take it or leave it. I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
I mean, when you look at the fact that where the sample comes from, and you look at her influences with this, which are coming from Talking Heads, it makes sense why the song sounds like that, though. And it makes sense why I enjoy it, because I love Talking Heads, and the Psycho Killer sample kind of reinforces what she's putting out in the song, which is this weird sort of minimalistic kind of vibe. And I dig that a lot, and I dig the sound, and I really like where it's coming from a lot of aspects.
I like it. I actually like a song.
Oh my god, it's a miracle.
Yay, wow.
Fangirl decided to be the me of this song, so I get to not be a contrarian and say that I don't even like Selena Gomez in general, but this song actually did impress me, and I wasn't really expecting much. I like the production. I like that I've heard, what y'all said about the minimalist kind of style. It's not really something I've heard from her in the past.
Yeah, the production is great.
It's, that bass line really, hits it. I don't think her vocals are, perfect, and honestly, even though I do like the song, I feel like I would have liked it even more if it was someone other than Selena singing it. I feel like her vocals might be, if there is a weak spot, I think it's her vocals, but even then...
Does anybody really listen to a Selena song for vocals, though? Let's be honest.
No, not really.
That's true.
It's like listening to Designer for bars. And I love Designer.
That's true.
Seriously, though, I like Bad Liar. It's a good song. Like
It is a good song.
among Selena songs, I'd probably put it in my top one.
Yeah, same. I've never felt like passionate about a Selena song before, but this is like one of my favorite singles that's been released this year, which is kind of crazy because
Oh man, this
like
is one
I'm
of my
very
least favorite
passive on
singles
Selena
of the
songs. Like I've
year.
never actually liked
Maybe
one.
even my like least favorite
Wow,
itself.
that's a
I
statement.
continue to be very passive about this.
The next single that we will discuss
Swish,
is
swish,
another
fish!
big,
Swish,
Yes!
swish.
yeah, another big pop artist female
Yes!
single, Swish Swish.
Swish,
Yes,
swish.
Not that song of the
iconic song of the
year.
Swish,
year.
swish.
Not
Yeah,
song of the
definitely
year,
in my
but
top
damn
10.
close to it. Damn close to it,
I
though.
love Swish Swish.
It's okay.
It's okay.
There it is. There it is. There's our punk that we know and love.
The contrarian.
It would just boy bye.
I don't know. Yeah, I like it. I haven't gone crazy over it like everybody seems to have, but I thought it was definitely a marked improvement over Bon Appetit. Jesus. Yeah.
Offset.
Migos Nicki works way better than Migos did ever on a Katy song.
Oh, and she also, okay, can we bring up the fact that Nicki literally shaded both Remy Ma and Migos in one verse? Okay. Oh, that's no
Was it really
shadow.
shade,
Let's all be
though? I thought it
honest
was
here.
just a
That song
shout
is
out.
literally, if you look at Swish Swish, it's literally just like in your face, telling you what's up. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, here,
It's
let
like
me
the Miley What's Good
let me
of
see.
songs.
Nikki says in her verse, she starts it out. She goes, "Silly rap beefs just get me more checks." Of course, that would be referring to Remy Ma. And then she goes, "My life is a movie. I'm never offset. Me and my amigos, no, not offset."
I don't know.
I thought that was just a word pun, though.
I don't think it's.
I thought that was just a pun.
Yeah, I don't think it's shade. And I guess it's like agree
I thought
to
that was just a
disagree.
pun.
Yeah, it sounds to me more like just like it's not. I don't know. Maybe not a shout out, but more just like
Like
play on
wordplay.
words. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I like it a lot. I like the production. I'm not a fan of house or EDM stuff. Like that's probably the one genre where I can't really listen to other than country. But like the fact that it has this driving house production, I believe Duke Dumont produced it, and it sounds like it, and I
Yeah, he
really
did.
like it. I love the sound. I like how it's like has it could like pop off in the club while also being like this really cool like pump up track. I just appreciate a lot about it.
Oh, well, also, for me, this song really, I think also her SNL performance really helped us, but for me, it just feels like one of those songs where you would go to, like, a drag queen show, and you'd see the drag queens just go off to this. Like, can we put this on season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race for a lip sync song? Like, I'm totally down with that.
I just like that the
Hey, I mean, we
That's
got
probably gonna
Greedy this
happen.
year, and that's, like, the best Ariana Grande
But,
song of
yeah.
Dangerous Woman. So.
I just love that the cover art is receipts. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's so clever, too. Especially because she says, you know, karma keeps
Yeah.
receipts.
Oh, I just got
So
that.
it's like, is this song like a Taylor diss? Is that decided?
It is 100% a Taylor
Fangirl's
diss.
gonna pull up the lyrics.
Don't think I don't already have them pulled up.
I thought it was just like
But yeah, this is 100%.
I thought it was
like
just
kind
kind
of
of like an odd.
Like, I mean, she also.
I thought it was
let's-
just like
Let's
callbacks.
kind of look at the line, like, from a shellfish or a sheep. Like, I mean, in the line, from a shellfish or a sheep, don't you come for me. There was at one point in time, 2014, Katie had tweeted out, "Watch out for the Regina George and sheep's clothing." Okay, so this is basically. And also, she recently in Entertainment Weekly, Katie answered Bad Blood basically by saying, "Don't come for me," you know. And she's like, "Well, it's not my question to answer, but if it's about me, I think my new album is a very empowered record, and there's not one thing that's calling out any one person. One thing to note is you cannot mistake kindness for weakness, and don't come for me, anyone." That's literally what she said. Basically, to me, this literally, it feels more like a diss track, though.
There's
like,
also
especially the
carpool
swish
karaoke,
swish
though.
fish, another one in the basket. Basically, just like, "Woo, I one upped you," and then basically can't touch this. You know, another one in the casket,
know.
basically being like, "I killed your career. You're done."
Can I just say that chorus is probably one of the catchiest things I've heard all year. It's like it's really, really catchy. And I don't know if it's considered like a drop or whatever, but like where it's just like another one in the basket, boom, boom, boom. Like that part is really, really catchy, and I love it.
It reminds me of truffle butter a little bit, which is funny with Nikki.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people saying that too, like truffle butter, like how the production is kind of the same. And I kind of have to agree.
The first time I
Ooh.
listened to it, I actually with those piano keys in the beginning, I thought it was a Calvin Harris producing.
Same, especially because if you look at like the way Calvin has been doing stuff lately, it kind of at the beginning with the piano notes, it kind of
The
reminds
real
me of
intro,
like
though, which is like the Fat Boy Slim sample, that's one of my favorite intros that like I've ever heard in a Katy song, and probably like in a like a
yes,
mainstream pop song ever, because it's just so abstract and it's like
yes,
it's weird. Like this song is a wholly
yeah.
weird song. There's so many weird and strange elements that are a part of it that just like come
But
together
it
really
works
well.
so well together.
Yeah, it all comes together really well.
I I said earlier is okay. I'm not gonna say that I don't like the song because I like
Really.
elements of it. I feel like I don't know. It's just not something that like blew me away as much as some of the other people. I feel like some of the parts of the song kind of sound like a little too empty, like with the vocals and the production. I do support any song that drags Taylor though, even if she didn't. I don't think she went as far as she could have with it. She should have just gone like straight out Ho anthem, like calling Taylor out like by name. But I know she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's gonna get your ass bouncing immediately.
I just thought it was really good. Like it's a
Yeah.
very polarizing song. Like I've heard people either say they love
Still
it or
though,
they hate it, which is
yeah,
why I think it's strange that you're just like passive.
yeah, I'm pretty passive on it. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
like I'm like Tuck with Bad Liar. I don't have any like
Me
strong
neither,
feelings about it one way
but
or the other. Plus, I'm not
Change for
really
the
a
Rhythm
big
I
fan of
love.
Nicki. Not like in general, really. I like Change of the Rhythm a lot
Yeah,
though.
I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj in
Yeah.
general. Like there's something about her that's just off-putting, but I think that like on this song she really turns it out as a feature. Like this is probably one of the best Nicki features I've ever heard.
Better than Monster?
I said one of Tucker.
I will
Yeah,
say it's a little
okay.
better
I
than her
just wanted to
usual.
I
clarify. Just
said
wanted to make sure that
one
we weren't
of.
saying blasphemy in this podcast.
I think it's one of her better features. I'm not like a huge fan, but it's like better than her because her usual features are really lazy.
Okay, so the next song after that, Malibu, the new Miley Cyrus song,
Eh.
reinventing herself.
This song literally just feels like it should be like, it feels like a Joanne reject, if you know what I mean. It's just blah.
Yeah.
I really like
sounds
it.
like how saltine crackers taste. It's just
Wow,
blah.
that's really rude.
It's so bland.
Tucker.
It's just like who I don't like I didn't like her Dead Pets like bangers era. I didn't like that, but at least it was interesting.
The video for Do It literally makes me gag and not in a
Right, but
good
at least
way.
it like was interesting. At least it did something. This could have
Yeah.
been written or sung
I mean,
by
especially
anyone.
if you look like how her SNL performances too, with that one where she basically is just screaming for like the entirety of the 4 minutes. That was interesting. Malibu is like put me to sleep music.
It's like that the Will Ferrell quote. Like it was provocative. It got the people going. But like God, this is like Wonder Bread in a song.
Yes.
It's so just nothing.
Can I just explain myself for a second? Because I feel like I'm the only one on this
Please
podcast
do.
that actually enjoyed that song.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really good. And I like Dead Pets era Miley. Like, Dead Pets is not as bad of an album as people say it is, in my opinion. But I thought that
Hot take.
I thought that Malibu was a great return to form of like previous Miley, and I thought it like brought her back to her roots, and she does it well while combining like the like popness of the pop landscape now while also going back to the music that she made before the Bangers era. And I thought it brought everything together. I think it's a cute song. I think it's really, really nice to listen to. And if I were to rank it, I'd put it at like in my top 5 singles of the year. I'm really here for all these pop
Oh my
I'm really
God.
here for all these female pop artists reinventing themselves in like the coming year. Like we see it from Katy, we see it from Miley. Selena looks like she's reinventing herself by
Yeah.
like swerving off the pure pop track and just going like in a different experimental direction, like I'm here for that. And I think Malibu is a great I think Malibu's a great part.
Malibu for me, like I didn't really have any expectations because I haven't liked anything Miley's put out except maybe Do It for like the last like 5 years,
Ooh, it's
and
a good song.
the beat goes hard. Miley's lyrics kind of bad though,
I think that like
but
a lot of what goes into me hating the song is also the video, because the video
Is as bland as
is
the
terrible.
song.
It's what like the only good part of the video is the dog, and just it's like just her walk. It could be like a Prozac commercial or something. She's like walking through. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so
Oh
cute,
god,
though.
I was gonna
no,
say
I
it
have a
looks like
really
a
stupid
commercial.
idea.
The
Do you want
song
to do
sounds
that
like
later?
it could
Put the
be in a
voiceover of,
commercial
like
too.
Prozac or something, and then just put like Malibu in the background.
it's so I don't like. I don't need to watch Miley walk through wheat fields. I'm good.
See,
I
but
don't
the
need to
thing
see
is,
that for three
Miley has
minutes
been
straight.
so over the top and so provocative that by dialing it down, it seems experimental for her. Like, because she's.
No, it just looks really
It's not
bland.
really that experimental.
I wouldn't call it experimental. I don't know. I don't think being really like empty and generic is experimental unless you're Lord.
Yeah, it's just got him. It's just
Bam.
like I don't. Uh, Miley is not gonna get. She's not intriguing me at all with this reinvention, aka just going back to her normal boring self.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, it is white people music. I'll give you
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Speaking of female pop artists reinventing themselves in the coming year, Camila Cabello, 2 new singles.
I have qualms.
What are they called? Crying in the Club,
Crying in the Club
aka
and I Have
actual meme song.
Questions.
Yeah, and I Have Questions. um, I'm just gonna say it. I haven't listened to I Have Questions, but I actually kind of really enjoyed Crying in the Club. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Crying in the Club is alright. It's just, I kind of wish we could hear more of her, like, natural vocal tone on it. For me, it sounded like she was trying too hard to be, like, Sia on the track. I mean, Bad Enough the Track is already, like, a wannabe Cheap Thrills and Shape of You Child, but I just wanted to see more Camilla on the track. It didn't feel like how I want a Camilla track to feel. But I really enjoyed I Have Questions, because that felt to me more like what I wanted from a Camilla track. It showed her vocals. It played off very minimalistic, but at the same time powerful. That's really what I wanted.
I didn't listen to I have problems. I forgot the name of it for a
Questions.
second. I haven't
Boy
listened
problems.
questions, whatever. But no, Crying in the Club, I really enjoyed the sample on it. I thought it was like a really good pop song, like in general. There's not really much invention going on there, but generally I thought it was a good track.
I haven't listened to I Have Questions either, but Crying in the Club for me kind of fell flat. Like I feel like this is way too late for the trop pop trend.
Oh, definitely.
It just feels
Trop pop
like
is on its way out.
and this song, like even if it extends it, which I doubt it will, because I don't think it's going to be very successful commercially, honestly. But even if it does, like this song just feels like a dying like gasp of like that trend. Like it's not even like it's Cheap Thrills, it's Shape of You, it's the greatest. It's just every trop pop song, and even like down to like getting Sia to write it and basically making Camilla sound exactly like her, which doesn't work because she doesn't have the same voice as Sia and she can't like hit the same notes. Even in a song like this, which doesn't require that much vocal talent, because Ed Sheeran can sing it too. But
Yeah, I said this
yeah.
on the last podcast when we were talking about trop pop. I think trop pop is on its way out, and I think it's really late for people to start jumping on the tropical pop bandwagon, especially Camilla, who's trying to jumpstart her solo career on a trop pop song.
I do honestly see why they chose a trop pop song though. Like it's a very safe pick. Like they could have
Yeah.
taken like some kind of like big risk and
I just want like more levels
dropping
out
her.
of Nick Jonas. That's like all I want.
Yeah. Instead, they chose something incredibly safe and marketable, which
Yep.
is the trop pop.
I see that. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get serious like boundary pushing songs from Camilla of all people. So I don't know really what I was expecting, but I can't help being let
She
down.
could have been the Harry of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have.
Yeah.
Well, she's the only one that has
Okay.
left, and I remember when she was in Fifth Harmony, everybody was treating her like, oh my god, she's the one to go solo, she's the one to go solo, and now she's solo,
But I
and it's
guess-
kind of lackluster.
I guess it does fit like One Direction though, because the first one who goes solo is gonna drop really generic, lame music.
Hey,
Got him,
hey,
Zayn.
Zayn's solo stuff was good, okay? I
Zayn's
really
on the
enjoyed
cusp
like
of
a
being
Wood and
good.
Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk's a good song. And to round off the new singles that came out since the last podcast, Poppy's new single, she dropped the that and just became Poppy. Computer Boy.
And also signed to
Yes,
Diplo.
Computer Boy. Oh, I love Computer Boy. Probably one of my favorite songs released this year would have to be Computer Boy, because it's like everything I wanted and more. First off, I love the little part where the little intro, the boy, 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 and how that repeats out for the song. I just like love that, because it's so simple, but it works, if you know what I mean.
I love the production so
Oh yeah,
much.
that too. Well, also I think, well, now she's under Mad Descent too, so you're gonna see a huge
Mad
change
Decent?
in production. Yeah.
Dude, did you say Mad
Yes, I
Descent?
did. Okay.
Mad decent.
Signed to Diplo now.
Girl. Yeah. So I think that should definitely see a change in like the way her music's produced or
I've
whatever.
seen that
I mean, she
anyway.
already dropped the that and that Poppy.
I've actually already seen a change in her music. Like I feel like her last few
Yeah.
singles,
Oh, yeah?
like her post Bubble Bath songs, have all been like way more like in the That Poppy style. Like
These new singles feel like they're more heading towards PC music, as where like the stuff off Bubble Bath felt like it could hit more mainstream pop.
I don't know about mainstream, but but if I didn't know that Bubble Bath was Poppy, I don't know if I would have guessed it. But like the recent songs have been
Yeah.
like way more like in the image that she's establishing through her videos. I like in that I really kind of like it. Like it gives her like more of like a quirky feel. Like the stuff on Bubble Bath, especially like Low Life and Money, is really good, well made pop music. But this is like more unique and interesting sounds from her, and I still like how she's like
Yeah.
putting like a little bit of like, I called it subtle before, but it's not really subtle, satire in her songs, like kind of like about modern culture, like the kind of stuff that she covers in
yeah.
her
American
video.
Kids is just like a gigantic satire of like American culture anymore. That's off Bubble Bath.
That definitely though comes from like the new direction she's going, because there's the PC music influence. There's like she's taking everything in her YouTube videos, and instead of satirizing pop music, she's satirizing culture as a whole and putting that in her music. Whereas the Bubble Bath EP was like her basically making fun of modern pop music. Like this is her making fun of modern pop society rather than just pop music.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like I don't know much about Poppy, and I haven't listened to the single, but I do like what they're trying to do with her, and her like whole project thing fascinates me. Like that video that she made about, I think it was sort of satirizing American politics, where like she was like, I'm posting online, I'm making a difference, I'm doing things that other people aren't, and my posts matter. I just think that like for her to be so
Oh, definitely.
at
And there's
Katie.
also the other one that she
actually
did where I
going
think it
on.
was like followers or something about subscribers. She's like, oh, look how many followers that person has. I want to be like them. It's like, well, you see that
Yeah.
like all the time now with all these people that are like, oh, I want all the followers. I want to be famous on the internet. And you know, she's poking
That's me.
fun at
Exactly.
this.
And it's like- and it's sort of like double ironic when she's like her whole brand is built
yeah,
off
exactly.
an online following. So like I like to see like what she's doing with being so basically polarizing to all of her audience and yet still maintaining a steady following. It's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Is that it for the singles?
Move on? Yeah. So going off of the singles, a couple new albums have released in the interim from last podcast. Probably the most high profile of these is the Harry Styles solo album. Who listened to it?
I did.
I didn't listen to it in full. I've listened to a bunch of different songs off of it though.
My opinion is that
I've
it's
only
really
listened to
good.
Sign of the Times.
I really
Hey,
like
from
it.
Terrible.
From what I've heard, it's definitely good, but There's some songs like I think "Woman." I can't really grow on that song. It's just like all right. I think my favorite so far has been like "Two Ghosts" off the album. That one's a good track besides "Sign of the Times."
A lot of the criticism I've heard about the album is that it takes a lot of 60s and 70s culture and songs and basically like plagiarizes them and puts it all on an album. But I think that works and I actually
Yeah,
enjoy that. Like I like the sound. I like how it's very very old like
yeah. That's a
sounding.
that's a thing that I've been loving lately too, and like some of the culture trends like that, where you'll see artists like pulling out throwback sounds. And that like I love that. And we usually just see it taken from like the '80s and the '90s. We haven't really seen an artist go back to like the '60s and '70s with their sound yet. So that's why I have to give Harry props for this album because he was doing something completely different. Coming from one direction, you would expect, oh, he's gonna go make a pop track. He's gonna go be like Zayn or go be like Niall and try to do something like that. But no, instead he comes out with like these soft rock, glam rock, '70s and '60s inspired songs instead, which throws everyone for a loop. So
Yeah, I really appreciate that and I like the way his label cuz he's on Columbia now, right?
yeah.
I think the way his label is handling everything is really,
Oh,
really
his label
working
is
to
doing great
enforcing
with
this aesthetic.
promotion.
Yeah, like his album cover, the way
Uh-huh.
that he's conveying himself in like public
hmm
appearances and
I mean,
stuff. I
even
think it's
yeah, the
really
public
good.
appearances. Let's talk about that real fast. He had like a whole entire week on the James Corden show, like a straight week of Harry, which I thought that was pretty clever because it was like, oh, you don't tune in this night, well, you can see him the next night too. Oh, you didn't tune in these past 2 nights, well, guess what? He's still here. So and
I
that
think
that
that
would kind of
like
help too. If you're like a regular late night watcher, I'm not. I used to be. But like if you're like a regular late night watcher, that can really help you get introduced to an artist compared to like where someone will be just like, okay, here's a little short interview or oh, here's just one song. No, instead, James Corden and Harry were working together and actively building together to work with his brand and to show off other things too. There was his music and all that stuff too, just
but
wrapped
it's even like
together.
the small nuances of it that make it really really like classic sounding. Like the fact that what I've noticed, a really really subtle thing is that I have a lot of records. I love vinyl. I love stuff like that. And what I noticed is that the album is literally segmented into side A and side B. Like the first 5 songs are really, really like slow ballad kind of things, and then the last 5 songs are like these quick, like rock sounding things. Like Sign of the Times and Two Ghosts are like these slow, kind of simple songs, and then you get to like Kiwi, which is this really, really fast paced song, if I remember correctly, and Only Angel, like stuff like that. It's segmented into 2 different sounds for the 2 halves of the album. And like when albums used to be pressed on vinyl, you would have like obviously side A and side B, and I think that's conveyed in the track list. And I thought that was a really, really nice nuance to have him sound like these older
I
artists.
think that kind of works, but I feel like it doesn't, like, not 100% because side A still has Carolina on it, and side A has From the Dining Table, and those sides under your like kind of description kind of would fit on the other side.
Mm,
Like it's not perfect, but I do see what you're saying,
true. I just noticed like a general statement.
and I like
There's like I feel like there's 2 different
and I
sounds.
like the album. I don't think it's a great album. I think maybe like give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Like I when Sign of the Times came out, I didn't really like it. I think I compared it to Coldplay and Train.
I think you did.
But like it really like grew on me hard, and I love like the kind of the spacey like open like like the
Yeah,
noise.
it kind of feels like old David Bowie. Like he could record it back in the
I don't know
day,
about Dave.
Yeah,
if you
that's
know
what
what
I
I
said when I
mean.
was talking about Sign of the Times. Like it sounds like Mott the Hoople and David Bowie and stuff.
True. I don't know if I'd go like full on with the Bowie. Like I don't know if he he fully can pull off Bowie, but it does work as a song. Like it works as
Oh no,
a
he can't like pull it off,
Oh,
but I
he
feel
he
like
can
that's
pull it
where
off.
his
He can pull it
influences.
off.
it does work well. I think as an as a mix as like a mix of the influences with the modern sound that makes Sign of the Times so
Mhm.
works so well. And I just kind of wish
Yeah.
the rest of the album lived up to it because there are good songs on the rest of the album. I really like Carolina. Like that song just goes off. And Kiwi
Caroline is a
and
good
Kiwi
song,
works
yeah.
well as like kind of like a garage rock type sound. But I feel like there's a lot of like kind of like some of the slower paced kind of ballady songs I don't think really work as well as some of like the fast paced as well as Sign of the Times. I kind of like some of like the more indie sounding sounds on there. sounding sounds. But I feel like Meet Me in the Hallway kind of feels almost like it was going for the indie rock kind of sound.
Yeah, I was just about to say Meet Me in the Hallway. I think the album's primarily based on aesthetic and like tapping into our senses of nostalgia with trying to distance himself away from the One Direction like name and kind of vibe. Like I think a lot of the album relies solely on nostalgia.
Especially with going for a really long and like kind of like different first single than most people were expecting. Um, yeah, I do. But if I did have to say like one other thing, if I had to compare this album to like anything, I'd probably say, and this is kind of a weird comparison, but they both kind of like go for the same kind of feel. "Awaken My
Hmm.
Love" by Childish Gambino. Last year, they
Huh.
both kind of did, and these two albums are going for completely different sounds. Harry's going for kind of like a '60s glam rock ballady sound, and Gambino is going for 1970s like full on funk psychedelic R&B. Like they're not going for the same sound, but in the same way, these both albums were kind of like coming completely out of expectations for what people were expecting from either of these artists, and they were both trying to go for like a mishmash of all different types of retro styling. And I think both of
Hmm.
them have like worked to different capacities. Like they both have this kind of like the thing where your mileage may vary, where both of them are going for kind of like a variety of sounds. You're not gonna like one song isn't going to sound like anything like the one before it. But and I do think that they both kind of like went too early with some of the best songs putting out too early, being put out as singles, and then the rest of the album doesn't quite live
Hmm.
up. But and I do like both projects. I just feel like they're very like in different ways comparable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
No, I could
sense.
definitely see where you're coming from because they're both taking the old genres and kind of readapting them to like modern radio and stuff like that. Another album that has come out recently is, well, it came out the day after we recorded the second episode of the
I actually
podcast.
mentioned it.
Yeah, the new Gorillaz album,
Humans!
Humans. I haven't listened to
I
it,
have.
but other people
Me
have strong
neither.
opinions.
The
I
Me and
have. I
Fangirl
actually
part.
own it.
Yeah, I own it too on CD. I have the noodle cover.
I have deluxe edition.
You guys are music nerds.
Fourth owns like 50 fucking vinyl. What are you talking about?
That's
True.
I think I counted the other day. I have like 48 records, so you're
Two
close.
off.
Actually, no, I have more than
Oh,
that.
Yeah, I have Apple Music, so I have
I have like four
millions of
vinyls.
songs. So
One of them's To Pimp a Butterfly, though. That's pretty dope.
That is
Fangirl,
dope.
you want to go first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Okay, so humans. Basically, everyone waited 7 years for Gorillaz to return, and this is what they come back with. They first drop out. They put out Hallelujah Money, a very odd track featuring, great, I don't remember his name, but let's just call him Big Benjamin. So, so they put this out, on like the eve of the inauguration. And the song's kind of brooding. It's very different. There's not very much from Damien's doing 2D in here. And it's kind of just pointing out like, whoa, it kind of feels like it could be Trump's anthem, if you know what I mean. Like if you've heard it,
Wow.
like it's like I mean the name of the song is literally Hallelujah Money. I mean, you can't get more direct than that. And then they come back out of nowhere, drop Saturn Bars, Spirit House, which involves like all four of the different songs that were released at the time. That would be Ascension, Andromeda, of course, Saturn Bars, and We Got the Power. So that comes out, that's teased around for a while. And then finally, out comes Humans. After, of course, we put out Let Me Out and The Apprentice. So Humans comes out, basically Humans, I like to think of Humans as like, I saw this once as it described as like, Humans can be described as like a end of the world apocalypse party, and every different song is a guest at the party and what's going through their head. So like Ascension could be the person that like just wants to get down, like, the sky's falling, baby, like, woo, we're gonna get down before this. Somebody like, let's say Andromeda is really the person that's like looking back. Or We Got the Powers like, we can do this.
Yeah.
You know. So basically, you can see it as like a house party. All these different songs are house guests. I only really have one complaint about the album, and that's like when you take the interludes and all that out, it kind of makes the album better. Because like if you're gonna listen to an album like this on shuffle, the interludes kind of just like clash around and stuff, and it's not as fun. Whereas if like you put it in the context of the album and you play it all start to finish, no shuffle, no none of that, the interludes and stuff fit better. You know.
But who listens to an album on
Yeah,
shuffle
also,
on the
I'm
first
just
time
gonna point out
around?
real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not listen to it on shuffle on the first time around. I would not be that kind of person. But I'm gonna point out, like, my favorite song in the album is probably "She's My Caller" because that is like the song of the album. Like, it just goes for it and it gets what it wants, basically. We got, of course, Damien coming in with 2D doing the vocals. Of course, the guest feature there, I do not know how to pronounce her
Kali
name. Crying out
Uchis,
loud.
I think.
Yes, yeah, her.
Caliuchis.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
She's underrated.
Yeah, and she does amazing on the track too. And it's all around, it's just a solid track. So yeah, Humans is great. It's so far my album of the year.
Humans,
In all
I
honesty.
had a lot of anticipation for. Plastic Beach is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I don't know if it fully lived up to its expectations for me, but I do think it's a good album. I'd even go as far to say a very good album. It does have some issues with cohesion. It tries for a lot of sounds, and I think there's way too many collaborators on this, and not all of them were necessary.
Oh, Moments is a great example of what you're talking about, like with the cohesion, because that it kind of starts out slow and then it just goes into this like bang booming club anthem, and it's kind of just
Wasn't a
like
big
this
fan of Moments.
completely
I would have cut
different
it if
song
I.
from when it starts. Yeah, Moments is all right. Definitely not my favorite on the album at all, but I'd listen to it once in a while, just not constantly. Like some of
Humans
the
does
other
like it has
songs.
some real moments of like real good quality, but the problem is like if the album has a real problem, it's that it's not like consistently at that quality. And like I said, it tries for a lot. There's too many collaborators, too many different sounds, but they do make it work. And I would have, if I had wanted anything, I would have a little more David Albarn because his vocals were like Plastic Beach all had a lot of collaborators too, but they used them a little bit more. They used them a bit better than Humans did. And the only other thing I'm gonna say is that I really like the political themes on it. I like how they were used, and I don't feel like it was overly thrown in the face. Damon Albarn said that during the sessions of the album, got his guests to imagine a future in which Trump won the presidency. This was back before he was even the Republican nominee. And I feel like that really shines. It kind of gets across the kind of desperation, what the fuck are we going to do now? Mood that works. And I think that it works as a mood for the whole album and kind of a blueprint.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, like compared to something like, let's just say, I don't know, let's say Chain to the Rhythm, for example. Like, if you look at Humans, the political turns are kind of like not there at first. Like, you'd be able to notice it on some of the tracks more than the others. But then you look at something like Chain to the Rhythm and it's literally all in your face. That can kind of put people off. Whereas with Humans, it doesn't really feel like it's all in your face. Like, it's kind of subtitle at it. So it kind of can draw more people in.
So, going off of Humans, Punk, do you want to go into what you wanted to ask about Linkin Park?
Yeah, since you're the only one here who probably actually listened to the album, for crying out loud.
Anyway, so Linkin Park dropped a new album just recently, and when I was younger, in my teenage years, I was probably a bigger Linkin Park fan than I want to admit. And this new album just frustrated
Hybrid
me.
Theory?
Yep,
Good album.
yep, all these good albums. And this new album just really frustrated me because this isn't Linkin Park definitely aren't the first band to try and go for a more pop mainstream appeal, and honestly this isn't even the first time Linkin Park has tried to go for a more mainstream appeal, but this time just felt the most empty.
True.
Like if I had to like describe the album, it would be like if the Chainsmokers tried to make a rock album, but also if the Linkin
Oh god.
but also if Linkin Park tried to make a Chainsmokers album, like simultaneously. Like it's everything's pretty empty and blah. And honestly, if I like, this isn't the first time this has happened. Bands do this all the time. Like Maroon 5 is a pretty good
Oh,
example.
of course. Oh,
Like Fall Out
oh,
Boy?
no, not talk to me about Maroon 5. Fall Out Boy, yeah, they definitely have, like, if you look from, like, their return with, like, Save Rock and Roll, you can see they started going for a more pop direction from there.
Dude, they made the
compared to,
Ghostbusters
like, their
theme
earlier
song.
work.
It's their magnum
Ah,
opus.
Or their
true.
new single, Young and Menace, which sounds like a Skrillex
I like
reject.
Young and Menace, okay?
There
Okay,
is a
I
song on the
actually
Linkin
like
Park
Young and
album
Menace, okay?
that
Like,
sounds like
sue me, but
Skrillex.
it's great.
It's bad.
Oh, God. I can imagine.
But everybody seems to like Paramore's attempt to go for a more pop direction.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Oh my god!
Hell
Yeah.
yeah!
It's a good album.
Yes, it's like the greatest shit.
Oh,
my
it's
God.
so good. Okay, so I haven't listened to Paramore at all. And I'm sorry about that, but I wasn't really, I wasn't really into like the emo sound, even though Haley Williams.
See, I like the emo sound and all
Yeah.
that, but we're not gonna divulge into that because I'll be sitting here for like 50
Yeah,
minutes.
even though Haley Williams is a goddess, this is like so fantastic. I didn't I wasn't gonna listen to it at all. I just saw that like people were mad about it being more poppy, and it was like flying under my radar, and I didn't really care. And then I actually saw like Nathan Zed's Snapchat story. I was like looking at that, and he was saying how Hard Times was a bop, and I heard like a snippet of it from that, and I was like bobbing my head to it. So I threw that on, and it was like amazing. I loved it so much. So then I just like, and the video's fantastic. So I just spent like 4 days like watching that and rewatching that before I finally like pushed myself to actually listen to the album, which I fucking love. I love
Hard
so
Times
much.
is like that is literally my song of the
Yeah,
year
honest,
so far.
same
'Cause
here.
it is perfect.
Yeah,
It is a
it's
perfect
fantastic.
song.
Yeah. And I just love that like the lyrical content is so dark contrasted with like the
Yeah.
pop sound.
That's a huge recurring theme on After
Yeah.
Laughter too, because this was written from Haley wrote this from like a dark place too, and I think just pairing that with like the really upbeat tones in the songs and stuff, that really is like great.
Yeah.
Like I love that so much.
I don't think the
I
second
like
half
how
of the album.
all these emo bands are. Go, Tuck.
I don't think the second half of the album holds up as well as the first, but I definitely like the stretch, because the stretch of like Hard Times, Rose Colored Boy, Told
Oh
You
my God, I love
So.
Rose Colored Boy, and I want that to be the single so
Yeah.
much. Like next single, please put Rose Colored Boy out as the next single, Paramore.
Yeah, it's like it's fantastic, but
I'm
yeah,
really here for
I
this
don't know.
trend of emo artists going more pop, to be honest, because in the general scheme of things, a lot of their fans have moved away from the sound and have gotten older and have gotten into these more intricate sounds as like one goes through the progression of music. So like Panic at the Disco, I didn't like Death of a Bachelor at all, but when they segued into Too Weird to Live, Too Young to Die, I think that's the name, Too Rare to Die, when they segued into that album, I thought it was a really, really good segue into like the pop sound. And then when Fall Out Boy went into Save Rock and Roll, and then when Paramore is going into this, like the pop aspect of it, I really enjoy. And I think it's like a normal progression of sound and how they convey things. Do you guys want to move on? Yeah? Any last
Sure.
thoughts?
My Chemical Romance needs to make a comeback because I want to hear what they'd sound like more poppy.
Hey,
They already were,
Gerard
like,
Way
poppy
has,
on,
like, he has a solo album out there. Okay, I think I'd have to say Danger Days is like the
I
most
love Danger
poppy My
Days.
Chemical Romance album.
We should move on though.
This is true.
That's
Me too.
that's a topic
Yes.
for the Emo Heads podcast.
Yeah, let's move on. Save it for your Heads podcast. Yeah, have me host
So,
that. That would be hilarious.
Our main topic, songs of the summer. It is Memorial Day weekend as we are recording this, which means summer is literally right around the corner. And as we're going through this, there are a lot of big releases that have been happening recently, and a lot of like new songs on the Billboard chart that are like still gaining or whatever. So I wanted to pose the idea. What do you guys think will be the song of the summer?
Is it what we think it will be or what we want it to be? Because what I want it to be is Hard Times.
Same.
That's like my song of the year. Or I want it to be either Hard Times. I would know it won't be because it like already dropped out of the Billboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be something off of Melodrama because I feel like Lord could really use that boost, especially after waiting so long to release Melodrama. And then like I feel like something off Melodrama could hit the success that inspired the song of the summer. But what I know will be the song of the summer is probably something off of Funk Wave Bounces Volume
Yes, I
1.
was
I
gonna
think
say
that's what it's
that,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
because, like,
though, because I mean, look at the Billboard charts right now, and it's literally just Justin Bieber in the top 10 for like the majority of the songs.
yeah, that's true. It's just like, I think if Slide was released closer to now, it would definitely
Yeah.
be that. I think he released that too
Although
early.
I have been hearing Slide getting a lot of airplay lately,
Yeah,
so I'm
that's
glad
true.
about that.
Because that's like that encapsulates the summer vibes
That
to me.
song is summer
Yeah,
in a song,
basically.
literally.
It was like final song last year was my song of the summer, which I wanted to be the song of the summer, even though it wasn't, and it like captured the vibes really well. But Slide this year was like it blows final song out of the water in terms of just getting like the sound and the imagery of the
Mm-hmm.
song of the summer. And I know that like some people wanted some people think that what's it called, the DJ Khaled song
I'm the
is
one.
gonna, yeah, I'm the one is gonna be the song of the summer, which I could probably see happening. I mean, it did
Yeah.
hit number one, but I feel like Slide or anything off of Funk Wave Bounces really encapsulates the vibe of summer way more. Even though I know that I'm the one is trying to do that, like with the even with the cover art with like the tropical leaves and the pool floaty, but like I feel like Slide does it way better and way more effortlessly than I'm the
Also,
one
I think
does.
I'm the one has been kind of dying recently. It doesn't feel like I've heard it anywhere
Yeah, it
recently.
Yeah,
started out strong and then it just kind of dropped.
yeah.
I think it was just the Bieber effect.
Yeah. But Despacito is still strong on the charts, so seems
Yeah.
to be growing.
Bieber's not going to be on Funk Wave Bounces, right?
I don't think so.
That's
A list of singles was released.
because he did like a cast announcement
Yeah.
video too with like every guest on the album, and I don't think Bieber was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Bieber's going to be on it, but if Bieber was on that album, that would automatically become the song of the summer. But I think it's going to be something off of there if the general public has good taste. But we've seen that to be proven false many times before. So
So, Fangirl, do you want to talk about what your songs of the summer, you
Yeah.
think?
Okay, so personally, I would also love for like Hard Times to be the song of the summer, but realistically, let's all be honest, that's not gonna happen. Also, of course, Slide, that song literally I already said it, summer in a song, just perfect. And I think literally too, like really, if it had been released sooner, that would be the song of the summer, you know. Looking at the charts right now, though, I think definitely we have a good chance of having like a song with Bieber on it being the song of the summer. I mean, you look, you see Despacito. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. And you know, of course, I'm the one. You know, those are big ticket item things too. And also, I'm pretty sure that soon there's going to be a song release. It's supposed to be like an EDM collaboration between Bieber and like some DJ. Nobody really knows who it is yet, but Martin Garrix and the Chainsmokers are being the names that are being thrown around. So you know, those both have that could have a good chance. Also, That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. I think that one has a really good chance of being the song of the summer too. And currently, right now, it's just holding at like number 2 on the charts. So I could actually see it hitting number 1 in the future. So
mhm.
yeah, I think realistically, song of the summer is either gonna be something with Bieber or maybe That's What I Like.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I think isn't that's what I like sort of
No,
falling
it's at number 2.
at
It's
this point.
steady at number 2.
I
Oh
don't think it's gonna stay on as kind of a song
No.
of the summer. I think it was released too long ago to really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I missed its like meteoric
He
spike. I
performed it
don't.
at a lot of award shows. Like, he did constant promo for that song, like,
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
true.
Like, I remember being at the Grammys and the Billboard Awards. Did he perform
Yep.
it at the Billboard Awards?
I have no
He
idea.
didn't. I think he did
Ah.
Versace on the
I
floor
think
or
that's
whatever. I
supposed
think
to
he
be
did
his
that one
next
instead.
single.
I just remember him,
Yeah, his next
like,
single
constantly
probably.
promoting That's What I Like at a ton of different award shows, which kind of explains the, like, uptick in popularity because there's a lot more exposure.
Well, Katy Perry's been doing the same thing, and we saw how that's been working out.
There's a difference
Yeah.
between having like polished performances though, and then having Katy Perry performances.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not talk about every Bon Appetit performance so
There's
far.
like a gif of her
Jesus.
in the Bon Appetit performance on SNL that's going around as a meme because that's how that's how bad it is. Like, people are making fun of
Yes,
her.
during the Migos part. That
Yeah.
was so...
Yeah, it's really bad.
Oof. Oof.
My song of the summer, though,
Yeah.
if I had to pick anything, maybe it's just because I'm a sad boy all the time,
Oh,
but I'm
no.
gonna go with EXO Tour Life as my song of the summer
Really?
hopeful thing.
Okay.
That's an odd
It's doing
choice.
well on the charts right now.
Yeah.
It's actually holding pretty strong, especially for a guy who's not really a big mainstream name like Lil Uzi. Either that or Slide, but we've already basically said everything so far about Slide that has to be said. It's a perfect like song for the summer. It's like the song you listen to when you're driving around like with the top down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna go with the one underrated song, I'm gonna go with "Tyrant" by Kali Uchis, who we mentioned earlier, and a collab with
Yeah.
with Georgia Smith, who's also another incredibly underrated and talented singer. That just came out. That's a really good song, and I feel like it kind of has that bouncy summer tone to it too. Also, "Raf" because that's an incredible song and needs to be
Yes.
mentioned.
Please don't touch my Raf. Please don't touch my
Please don't
Raf.
touch my Raf. But as for what I think the song of the summer is going to be, honestly, I think Despacito is going to end up taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yeah.
Bieber starts an album rollout, everybody else might as well not just not exist. It's going to be Bieber.
Yeah.
Whatever the
I mean, you saw how big Purpose was. That Purpose was like literally all over.
no matter what Bieber does now, he's going number one. I'm the one number one. Despacito, he took that song to number one.
I didn't know
He's
it was
just,
possible
like-
for Justin Bieber to get bigger, and then 2017 is kind of proving
Yeah,
me
I
wrong.
know.
Like he's
Yeah.
just kind of silently the
Yeah,
biggest
honestly,
name.
I thought like after, like in between, like Purpose and whatever the one was before Journals, the one where he had like boyfriend and all that. You know, I thought he would have died out somewhere in between that. You know, but then he comes back with Purpose, and that just goes everywhere, and I'm just like, what? I thought he would have died out by now.
I thought he
Bieber
really
has
was
kinda
at the apex of his career last year. Like, I didn't think it was possible for him to get bigger after like the 1, 2, 3 punch of "What do you mean, sorry, and love yourself." Like, I thought there was no way to top that. And then he's hitting number one with every single song he puts out. Like, that's an insane
Just
amount of like
featuring
work
on a
ethic and
song.
output. Yeah.
I just like to say that "Sorry" is still my favorite Justin Bieber video, and I still watch it
Same.
like every month.
I love that
I
song.
love "What
too,
Do You
though.
Mean." It's a great song.
Yeah. I still hate Justin Bieber because he's like
Yeah.
sort of a terrible person.
Well, did you see
but-
that video of him like trying to sing Despacito and forgetting the words and being like
yeah.
really
Yeah.
racist?
That
Real
was
Yeah,
not-
that was ridiculous.
That was a
and
messy
terrible.
moment.
Mess.
I think the thing with Bieber though is that like he has like the perfect like appeal to like everything that requires a song to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
he has appeal to radio, he has appeal to streaming, he has appeal to people who still buy music because he has a lot of like young teenage fans. Like he really like hits all the boxes and like it fits so well. And like it's basically why every song that he does goes number one or goes really high.
I also don't think he's done a lot to rehabilitate his image, but he spent enough time putting out like good music where it doesn't
Oh,
matter that he's done all
yeah.
this stuff because people are just going to listen to his music
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, people don't care.
I mean, I saw the other week that he had like a concert in like Dubai or something like that, and he literally lip synced the whole entire concert. But the people were like, that didn't. Nobody really covered that because nobody really cared. And here's Justin Bieber, still blowing up. Doesn't matter. He lip synced like this full concert. Everyone's like, "Woo, Bieber! Yay, still great."
I don't think anybody honestly in the pop game has the like control over every market that Bieber does. Like even Drake, who's like the king of streaming, like he doesn't do as well
Yeah.
on the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even Taylor, I don't think does as well in everything as Bieber does.
Well, I mean, Taylor pulled all her
Oh,
stuff from Spotify.
I didn't
Who are we
even-
kidding here?
Yeah, I didn't even consider that a Taylor song might be the song of the summer.
Is she releasing though?
surprise
I
dropped
thought it was
something?
confirmed
I
her
mean,
single was
she's-
coming out in August.
I don't know what I mean.
Who knows
Yeah,
when
that's
this single's
true.
gonna drop?
I don't
Yeah.
think she's
But
gonna be out by summer. I think she'll be later in the year.
Mm.
Maybe it will be
If
Katie.
she does one of those surprise drops,
No.
That Katie and Nicki and Calvin Harris song could potentially be
that
it.
could hit.
yeah, that could go big if that
That
one was
could
released as
hit.
a single or something. That would be like huge.
Well, if that's
'Cause it'd be like,
actually
oh my god, here's Katie. Well, here's Nicki, and also, hey, here's Calvin Harris.
well, if it's actually a thing, I feel was it even confirmed that that was the lineup or it,
Yeah, I think.
No, it was
Yeah,
confirmed.
those two
Well,
are
it was
in
in
the
the
lineup.
article.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
But my personal song of the summer, my personal songs of the summer, then what I actually think are going to be the songs of the summer, kind of like overlap, sort of. But personally, my songs of the summer are all of the Calvin singles that have been released. I especially like Rollin', which I know we didn't talk about, but I think Rollin' has this really, really strong summer vibe, and I just like the way that it like pushes forward. It just reminds me of like summer songs, and I don't particularly like Khalid, but I thought that his voice works really, really well on the track, and Future's flow kind of has this summer tone to it, which works because my song of the summer last year was Smoke Break by Chance, which featured Future, and I think there's just some summer tone to his voice. Aside from Calvin songs, though, because I know we talked about those a decent amount, I think that personally, the new Katy singles are really, really poppy and summery, and I like them a lot. Like, I know Chain to the Rhythm is going to get a lot of play this summer, which I think Katy kind of made a misstep by releasing it too early.
Yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Slide. Yeah.
Same with
Like, if she
Slide,
released
yeah.
it later,
Yeah.
if she released Chain to the Rhythm now, I feel like it would have potential
song
to blow
could,
up.
like, blow
yeah,
up.
because of the fact that it's summer.
Well, I think honestly, you could also probably say the same thing about Lady Gaga's "Secure." If she would have just waited a little bit after Coachella, that song could like be blowing up right now even harder than.
I mean,
it
it's
is.
still
Oh
climbing
yeah,
on the charts,
Cure
though.
could definitely hit.
Or some of the tropical songs on Drake's album.
Oh, on his playlist.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say
come on.
More
that's why I
Life?
Yeah,
hesitated.
How dare you.
his playlist, More
If
Life.
he released More Life a little later, I think Blem or Madiba Rhythm or even Passion Fruit could have like been huge summer hits. And Passion Fruit's like still a legitimate hit, but I feel
Yeah,
like
Passion Fruit's
Yeah,
still
Passion
still
Fruit.
doing well, so I wouldn't say count it out just yet, because as the weather gets hotter, I feel like that'll be on the uptick. But a song of the summer that I actually like will think is the song of the summer. Oh my god, I didn't speak English there. I thought that the thing that I actually think will be the song of the summer is Redbone by Gambino, which is like a really weird off the wall kind of pick, but it's steadily gaining on the charts. It has that summer vibe. It has a meme behind it now, which gives it potential to rise even more. And like, it's finally getting radio play. It's finally getting permanence on like people streaming it and everything, which kind of brings up the potential for it to reach a lot of different people. I know personally, it's definitely one of my songs of the summer, and I hope it gains up on the charts enough to become of a higher status. But at the same time, I feel like Despacito has already cemented its place.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Spanish influenced music kind of has that tropical feel, and that is going to be on the uptick. And since it's number one and doesn't seem to be moving anytime soon, you could probably expect a lot of copycats to arise, just like how tropical pop had a resurgence after Shape of You. But I think the Spanish element of it is really, really good for the summer and everything. But Redbone, Despacito, on another plane of things, I think the hip hop song of the summer is probably going to be Magnolia by Playboi Carti.
Why?
Why
I
not?
don't even know who that is.
Are you kidding me?
Puck said why.
Okay,
Sucks.
okay, let's.
I literally don't even know who that is and what that is.
Nah, it's the song that's like in New
I
York,
mean,
I'm
I
really
know
rock.
who Playboi
Had
Carti
it in
is,
my
but,
sock.
ugh.
Nah, it's like
What about Raph?
Raph doesn't seem
thought
it
that
could
was
get
supposed to be the
radio
big
play though.
hip-hop
Okay,
one.
listen. Magnolia has only been on the chart for 3 weeks, but it's steadily gaining every single week. It's everybody's singing it. Like, I've not been able to escape this song at school and everything. It's just like everybody is like playing it constantly, and I feel like if it's on the upkeep, it has that like sleeper trap hit potential to become the next like hip hop song of the summer. Like I could see it getting immense radio play in the summer and just
No.
continuing to get play. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it
I
won't
haven't
be
even heard it
true.
yet, so I can't even judge on it.
I didn't even see what was so special about it when I listened to that album.
There's
Then again, I
nothing
really didn't
special
like that
about it.
album, so.
There's literally nothing special about it. It's just that like the hook is really, really, I don't want to say strong because it's not strong, but it has the potential to stay in your head. Like that one rhyme, like in New York I'm Millie Rock, hide it in my sock. Like I don't know what that means, but it makes sense. Like I feel it.
That doesn't.
I just realized that literally all of us are wrong, and Cut to the Feeling should be the song of the summer, but, you know.
Well, the general population doesn't like to think that Carly Rae Jepsen is going to make an impact. So.
I haven't even heard it yet, and I don't even like really plan on hearing it.
It's okay.
I thought it was really good.
I hate you all, except for Rihanna.
Thank you.
It's okay. Like it's not like it's like okay by emotion standards.
No, it has one of the best
It's
choruses
so
I have heard
good.
this
Making
year.
the most of the night should have been a single.
The chorus
I
on
can't
that
believe we
song
didn't put
is
that in the
absolutely
singles section.
amazing.
It's so good.
I'm actually gonna
It's so
upgrade that.
good.
I think it's a pretty good like I don't think it's like one of my favorite songs by her, but I think like it's a strong like. I just kind of hope that this is like a non-album like just for the soundtrack song because I'm like really interested in like seeing what her like full next sound is, and I don't know if this is
this
like
was
exactly
just
what
a
I'm looking for is.
this was an Emotion
This is a
reject,
Lucy.
if I remember correctly. Like this is one of the 250 songs or whatever that was cut from Emotion, and I think that like her next album is going to be like the funk and disco influence. So
She really needs Emotion side
Okay,
C.
what if she just dropped like a rap album out of nowhere?
Carly's Ho
Yep,
anthems.
I'm here for that.
Carly's urban detour.
Go away,
Taylor
Taylor.
who?
that rhyme.
But no, I think that like
Yeah.
for being an Emotion reject, like a reject of a reject album, like this wasn't even on Emotion side B. This would be Emotion side C. Like I feel like for being such like a deep cut kind of thing, I think that it does it really well and it has an amazing chorus, and I think this is one of the best songs I heard this summer. Yeah, so we covered our songs of the summer. Is there one general consensus? Because I'd say it's Despacito.
Slide.
Despacito.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What about you,
that.
Tuck? Despacito?
Either Despacito or something off Calvin Harris's album. I think I'm hoping for something off Calvin Harris's album.
It's
the
but
summer of
probably
Bieber.
Despacito.
Honestly, I would like something off Calvin Harris's album to escape all the white people pretending they know the Spanish words.
Yeah.
Because as somebody that's Hispanic, that really bothers me. And I feel like I'm doomed to it the entire summer because of how big Despacito is.
Do you feel like this must be how Jamaican people feel when Drake just drops his like 40th dancehall song and immediately goes number one.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Just his ting.
And he's singing in patois.
Yeah, it's like,
Waste man ting.
see, but the thing is, it bothers me because there's this like appropriation level of it, because like Daddy Yankee is like this really, really big artist for Puerto Rico. I think he's Puerto Rican, if I remember correctly, maybe Dominican, but he's this really big artist, and then Justin Bieber takes it, who's white, and apparently doesn't even know the words to his own song, and it becomes a big hit,
Yeah.
and there's this level
Let me
of,
see, yeah, Daddy Yankee is Puerto Rican.
yeah, I love Daddy Yankee, but like,
The thing is,
Didn't he make Gasolina?
yeah, like this isn't
Yeah.
even his first crossover hit to the United
No.
States.
I think that it will be the song of the summer, but am I completely happy with that? Not really.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Despacito, so
It's
I wish it
good.
was
Would I
something
listen
else.
to it more than once? Not really. So, is that our podcast?
Yeah, I think that's our podcast.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah, so we talked about all the new female pop artists coming out with new singles, albums from Harry to Linkin Park, and our songs of the summer. Anybody have any final comments to add?
Hi, Grace.
no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's our podcast.
Woo!
I'm your host, Rihanna, aka 4th of July, signing off.
Same order, punk.
Oh, we all have to sign off too. Oh, geez.
Did Punk drop the call again?
What had Punk?
I'm signing off for
What
Punk,
are
so
you
that was
doing?
Punk, aka
Yeah.
There Is No Santa Claus.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. So, hope you'll join us again. Fangirl signing off.
And this is